everyone, we're out here on the farm today on our site in Alphington, Melbourne. It's a beautiful day and I'm going to show you today how to know when your microgreens are ready to harvest. We've taken this tray from our nursery. This is the purple sango radish microgreens. What I'm going to show you is how to know when your microgreens are ready first, and then secondly, how to cut and harvest your microgreens. So the first thing that we should talk about is how to know when a microgreen is ready. The way to define what a microgreen actually is a plant in a stage of its growth when it's just developed what are known as its cotyledons, its first two leaves of the plant. So this here is a radish microgreen, and as you can see, the different components of the microgreen are the seed, the roots, the stem, and the first two leaves of the plant. These are in biology known as the cotyledons, and they're interesting leaves because they don't actually look like the leaves of the mature plant as it gets older. They often have this heart shape to them, and a lot of the microgreens grow their first cotyledons in this shape, such as broccoli, Mizuna mustard, and purple sango radish. As the plant gets older and its second set of leaves starts to grow, they will look like what you can call as their true leaves. So they will have the actual look of the mature leaf of the plant, such as this broccoli down here. These are what would be known as the true leaves. But a broccoli microgreen would have small little green heart-shaped leaves for its first two, known as the cotyledons. So the microgreen at this point of its growth, when it's got its first two leaves and it's probably about 3 to 6 centimeters in height, depending on the microgreen as well, that's when you know it's good to harvest. Some microgreens, such as Mizuna mustard, they can be harvested when their second set of leaves has come through and they're about the same size as the cotyledons. But most microgreens are the best to harvest at this point in their growth when they've just got their first two leaves and they're probably about 5 centimeters. So this one's definitely ready to harvest. This will make a great microgreen. You can see the radish microgreens have a pretty big leaf for a microgreen. That's pretty normal. They produce quite a large first leaf, or cotyledon. Other microgreens have much smaller leaves, so broccoli, Mizuna mustard, chervil, they all have a much smaller leaf. Snow peas as well, they don't really produce a first leaf because they're more of like a stem plant, so those ones you can kind of just pick once they start to get to about 5 centimeters. So now I'm going to show you how you can harvest your microgreens. Like I said before, the microgreen consists of the 4 different parts: the leaf, the stem, the root, and the seed. But when we're harvesting and eating the microgreens, we definitely don't want the roots or the seeds. We want to leave those behind in the hemp mat. So what we do is we get a nice sharp pair of scissors like these, and we're going to cut near the base of the stem and leave that other stuff behind in the hemp. Now the way that you can do this, you can do one at a time like this. Just grab one and kind of cut at the bottom like so. Or if you're doing a whole bunch at once, you can kind of grab a bunch and cut through like that, and then get a whole bunch in one go. So it's really simple, it's really easy. That's a perfect microgreen. You want to try and get as much of the stem as possible, just so we don't waste anything. And but yeah, those are perfect. That's a great little bunch of purple sango radish that can go on your breakfast or just straight into your mouth as a snack.